Welcome to Ascended Warrior, Soul Codes for a Shifting World. This is your sacred space to awaken, align, and rise in your purpose. So let's begin. Hello, Ascended Warriors. Today, this is going to be a tarot card reading for the war in Gaza. I want to tap into the energy of the location and see what spiritual message we are being given as light workers for this time, and what energy we can hold for the people involved and for the world at large who are dealing with this war consciousness at this time. So I've got my phone set up over here to do the card reading, the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. I've been getting a lot of messages in preparation for the episode that I'm about to do on Gaza. And I keep seeing a vision of angels flying over the battlefield. The land itself is sacred to so many different religions, and definitely the center of several ley lines for those who are interested in spirituality. It is spiritual Mecca, and it has attracted people for so long. And because of the human consciousness being what it is at this time, it's also been a place of great contention and lack of compassion and lack of acceptance. So let's see what the cards say about this. I open up the sacred circle, calling in the powers of the elements of earth, water, wind, and fire. All the powers of the above, beings of light, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, all the powers of below, Mother Gaia. I ask that you ground me into your heart and share your loving messages of your ascension at this time. As I call on the powers of the within, yourself, connecting the powers of the above, below, and within. I ask Archangel Michael to come into the space, to surround me in light. Whenever you hear that chime, that's always a good sign that Spirit is with me. It's a solar-powered chime in a dark corner, and yet it still loves to echo whenever I'm in the room. Oh, let's bring up the cards. So the heart of what is going on right now, the Three of Earth. So this is an Earth card, the power of creativity, recognition for high quality of work, being a team player. You can see in the card, this is very much about the playfulness of Earth, which is an interesting card to come up in this context. We'll pull some more cards to get some more understanding. But Earth is at play here, is what I'm hearing. The situation in Gaza is allowing Earth and Earth's creatures to be seen and be heard, and to move with more freedom than they had in the past. It feels playful, which is, again, very strange in this context. Past of Gaza, the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation and review everyone's notice. So the past of Gaza is exactly that. It's a place of extreme power that has been claimed by humans. And it's so ironic and it's so human to claim something of such spiritual power. And the five is the 5 is really important here. There's 5 different elements that have claimed this land. You've got the different religious elements that each have their power in there, a religious mecca that they have recognized as important for their spiritual journeys. But you also have a hidden power, almost unseen in here. In fact, it's like one of these things is not like the other. A group, and I want to be careful because my own human gets involved in this as well whenever I talk about that, that puppet master energy. There is another group, another entity here, 2 other entities, one of this world and one of the other, that are absorbing the power that comes from the conflict. We've got the 3 different religious groups that lay claim to this area as important for their religion, in many cases to the exclusion of the other religion, saying that it is theirs, it is their birthright, and others have no right to it, when truly the land itself is sacred. The energy of it is sacred for all souls. So while they have contended over it since the very beginning, if you think back to like Alexander the Great, there are groups that have been able to feed off of that energy of hatred and confusion, that energy of fear, human element that has used it for power and control, and then an energetic element that has been able to feed off the energy, very much like a parasite. And I've felt this energy in a couple other places in the world too. I definitely feel it in DC, right along 16th, right outside of the White House, down that main street is churches and mosques and all sorts of religious organizations. Even Scientology has a building there, and they're feeding off of the ley line. That is what this feels like. It feels like something feeding off of not just the energy of the location, but the energy of the conflict that is created by these other 3 energies. So this unwise choice, instead of coming together, which is totally possible, because if you look at them, it's not like you would say these are disparate groups and they've each got their own elements, but they are seeing themselves as separate instead of family. What is influencing the energy of Gaza now based on that? So the king of water is all about compassion and heart, trustworthiness. It says at the bottom, open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. So the conflict that's going on now in Gaza is allowing Earth to do what she needs to do for her ascension. She's got a lot of this energy moving, and her energy is at work, but it's also bringing compassion and awareness to the area in a way that we haven't been able to before, possibly because of the advent of social media and the 24-hour news cycle and a lot of things that have negative connotation as well, but bringing global consciousness to that area, bringing the king of compassion, the king of heart and mind to that area at this time is incredibly powerful. It's one of the reasons that the conflict continues to move, and it feels so archaic when you watch Netanyahu's speeches, and there's a lot of hate that's involved in the messaging right now on both sides. Hate, unacceptance, must destroy, one side's right, the other is wrong. And for light workers, what this message is telling us, what this situation is telling us, is to put our heart and compassion into this area because it's time. It's calling our compassion into this area to support the work that Earth is already doing. Open your heart, open your mind to those around you. Trust that this is intentional. Trust that this is heart at work. And what will this lead to in Gaza? So the 3 of air, we've got the other side of the air here. We have the 5 here at the beginning, air being very much in the mind and leading to the 3 of air. So in the near future, great sadness and a time to heal, a time that needs forgiveness of yourself and others. All that is happening, all that has happened cannot be forgotten. But it must be forgiven and it must be healed. We must, what I'm hearing is a time of reckoning, a time of coming to terms with what has happened, not just in that area, although that area is a catalyst. And because it's a mecca for all religions, the religious actions of those groups across the world are affected by it, by the energy that's happened there. So the actions of all of those organized religions and the other powers involved have to come to a reckoning, a time to break down the unseen, to break down what has been hidden, to heal, and to forgive. This is going to be really painful. It's going to be it feels like it could potentially be a break and or shift in the different religious structures. There will be people that break from them because of this energy. But parts of the religion that remain will shift into something more in line with the frequency of where humans are going, where souls are going. That old mentality of the 100-year war, of religious persecution, of holy battle. It's dying with this king of water. It's dying with this compassion and heart, because it can't exist in the same space. This is stronger than this. It's stronger than the illusion of separation and of fear and contention and religious superiority. Compassion, heart, and love are more powerful than any religion in the world. And that is it will cause a great reckoning for them, where the 3 religions, the 3 of air, the 3 religions of intellect, will have a time to forgive, to come to terms with what they've done, to ask for forgiveness, and to heal. This is a really important time, not just in humanity's ascension cycle, but for this area. I know how painful this is, and I hate the suffering as much as anybody. Hold your compassion, your trustworthiness, and your heart in this area. Hold space for Mother Earth, who is working underneath all of the noise. She is very, very active and playful. Again, her energy is not sad. And then the religious entities and the secret entities over here, which are not present over here. I don't feel them over here. Not that they're gone, but they're going to slip away before the reckoning. They will have their own time. I'm hearing they will have their own reckoning in a different way. But it's almost like they will cut ties with this area because it's no longer going to feed what they need. So a really powerful message, light workers. Hold your heart and your mind and your compassion in this holy land, this sacred land that is sacred for all souls, because of the ley lines and the energy that come together there and touch there. When we put our energy into these spiritual centers, it filters out to the world. It feeds the Christ consciousness, and it will feed and nurture Mother Earth as she moves and brings apart this reckoning. And when it comes, open your heart and allow them to heal. Hold them as they heal. Forgive them, without reservation and love them unconditionally, because this is a part of their higher cycle. If this message resonates with you, if you like these messages and you just want to be a part of it, please subscribe. Check out my website, www.ascended-warrior.com. I post all my stuff there. You get the latest and the greatest from the podcast. And until next time, love and light.